When I first became interested in street art and graffiti in the late 80s, Keith Haring's work was some of the work that stood out to me. As opposed to most graffiti that was driven by just lettering, he had created a visual language that included characters, slogans, patterns, that was unlike anything anyone else was doing.
Keith's art is iconic. I mean, there were social messages, there was political messages. It was the pop art of that generation at that time.
He has this history of being sort of a pioneer in the street art world.
He even did paste ups like I do early on, but then went to doing chalk drawings in the subways with the black paper that was put all over all the old ads. He used that as almost like a black chalkboard and would draw characters on it.
He not only found this circle of like-minded people, but as a gay man who had not been very comfortable in his small hometown, when he came to New York, it was really just, like an explosion of being able to be true to himself and true to his own identity.
A lot of people in the graffiti world were not able to transition into the galleries or the commercial world as fluidly as Keith was able to.
Keith knew everybody in New York back in the day. You look at old motorcycle jackets that were signed by Keith and Basquiat and Madonna. He was tagging different people's clothing and things like that.
He started to do art shows. Later on, he did collaborations with fashion people, did some commercial work, did some album covers, did a lot of work that was based on social commentary about issues like AIDS and nuclear proliferation and the crack epidemic.
Some of it, is simple drawings, but they're so powerful and so effective.
Eventually he opened the Pop Shop, which was his way of making his art accessible. As it became more expensive for his paintings, he wanted to make sure there were things like buttons and t-shirts and all sorts of other products that were adorned with his graphics.
Back in the day, you did not have all these resources that we have today. When Keith was doing the Pop Shop, you were forced to use stock items.